Hats off to our opposition today. They came back and played a heck of a game in the second quarter. They went on to get the victory. I'm truly upset. I'm truly disturbed. I'm going to try my best to stay composed and do the best of my ability to handle this press conference because you deserve my best, and I'm going to try my best to give it to you. Started out the game wonderfully, finally put it together in the first half like I desired, like we desired, like our players desired, and the fans. Wonderful first half, 29-0, I believe the score was there. Am I correct? And you surrender, I believe, 3 touchdowns unanswered, close to it, which I can't fathom right now. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. And then the thing just kept going left. I mean, at halftime, I talked to him about, the old cliche, people say it's 0-0, but that's not true. It's not 0-0, it's 29-0. But I felt complacency going into the half because we stalled offensively. We gave up some yardage as well. And just didn't like how I felt going in at halftime. We come back out, and here comes the complacency. Here comes that team that I can't stand, that you can't stand, that you can't understand how in the world that happens to us. But it did, and didn't turn it back on, I think, until late in the fourth quarter when we were able to go down and get a score, and we go down, and then they tied up, and we got overtime, and you don't want to go in overtime because they have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. I was surprised that they kicked the field goal the first time. I thought they was just going to go for 2 and try their best to get it over with. But they were resilient. Big win by them. Horrible loss by us. Let's go.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howard from the Daily Camera. Obviously, that second half, it was the connection from quarterback to 13 was killing you guys, and Travis was on him quite a bit. What were you seeing in that matchup between Travis and?
Well, we didn't play well, not just Travis. I think it all started when we gave up on the 97-yard touchdown, which was flat out ridiculous. That's when it all started. That's when all the foolishness, all the complacency, all the mess started. I mean, how in the world we give up? Jesus. Our secondary did not play the best game, especially at the cornerback position.
Coach, Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan.
Yes,
it seemed
sir.
like in the second half, maybe just some communication issues there with the coaching staff. Did you feel that?
In what regards?
Substitution errors.
Substitution on defense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's so many different packages that you run and so many different personnel, but you got to understand we're basing our change of personnel on what they're changing. So that kind of happens when they having different personnel groups and the referee is holding the game up, so we get a chance to substitute as well. What was happening is one guy was coming off the field appropriately, and he saw something, and he stopped. So that gives us 12 men on the field. It was things like that was transpiring, which we can't even wrap our head around it because we practice this stuff repeatedly.
Again, along the same line, some of the substitution things, the penalties. You've defended Coach Kelly at every turn.
Yeah.
This is one where now people are going to start pointing fingers, and you said,
Well, if you're going to point the fingers, point it at me because if I'm allowing it, it should be on me, not him. Point it on me. We go over this stuff. And there are times where you know what group is in, you know what group you're on, but you have a lapse of understanding in those crucial moments. Right now, we're not built for the moment. We're not built for the moment. Some of our players aren't built for the moment where they have to make a play or they have to keep contained or they have to make a block or they have to get another yard. We're not built for the moment right now.
Hey, Coach. Tyler King with the Denver Gazette.
Yes, sir.
You guys had 17 penalties tonight. I mean, that was something that was positive for you guys early in the season was the lack of penalties.
I didn't know it was that many.
What has led to the amount of penalties you guys have been accumulating over the last couple weeks?
Not being smart, not being disciplined, not understanding the moment. That's what that is. Yeah, that's what that is.
Hi, Coach. Coach Adam Lister, Tiger 24/7 Sports. We saw Trevor Woods play a little closer to the line of scrimmage at
Yeah.
linebacker tonight.
Yeah.
Is that a matchup with Stanford, or do you like him in that role going
No, I
forward?
love him in that role. I really do. We have some good safeties that we have, and Trevor is that kind of team guy that's going to do whatever he needs to do to help his team, and that's something that I'll do that, and I think he played well. I haven't watched the film yet, but thank God that he's willing to sacrifice what he's accustomed to doing to help us improve ourselves.
Hey, Coach. Jake Schwannis, DMVR.
How
Just
you
curious
doing?
about Travis, just his conditioning. Would you feel like that
His
was
condition is great. It was just some plays he made, some plays he didn't. Just so happens the plays that he didn't make at the end are magnified, but the plays he made kept us in the game.
Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
Nikki Edwards, Hughes Sports Report. I remember you said before that Shador puts on his cape and saves these games for
Right.
you. What kind of happened in overtime where maybe there was miscommunication on that play when it turned into an interception?
Yeah,
What were you
first of
seeing
all, he
there?
should have never thrown the ball. Should have never thrown the ball. I don't know if they played it on a replay to show what happened with receivers on that play. Did they show it? Right. Yeah, what happened? Because I want to see it because I know what happened. I want to see what they showed. Yeah, I think something else transpired on that play that shouldn't happen. So he shouldn't have never thrown the ball, though. Just give us another down, let's kick field goal. Stay in it.
Hey, Coach.
Yes,
Tony
sir.
Casolo, Buffalo's Wire. Kickoffs have been an issue for your team this year. I think it's a handful of times you've kicked it out of bounds, especially I think it's twice after a personal foul penalty.
Yeah.
Can you say what the issue is or what the
I don't
idea
think
of
we had
trying
that
to
problem
swerve there?
today. I mean, the kickoff that we did have that went out of bounds, it was going to be marked at the 20 regardless. So it was a moot point. Other than that, I think Jace did a good job on kickoffs today. We improved in that area today.
Hey, Coach. Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera.
Yes, sir.
When you had overtime against Colorado State, you took the ball first when the offense had a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Why the decision tonight to get the offense out there?
We have a really good quarterback, and I trust him. That's why. And we went right down and scored.
Coach, you mentioned the complacency with this team. You guys now have 2 weeks before you play again.
Right.
Is this a good time for a bye week to try to fix some?
No,
of
it's
those
not a
issues?
good time for a bye week. It's just, I mean, if you're having problems where you're injured and you have quite a few injuries, it's a good time for a bye week. But when you're playing like you're playing, you don't want a bye week. You want to work it out. You want to make it happen. I wish we could play again next week. I really do.
We talked about the complacency of the defense. And
Complacency of everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the offense a little bit. I mean, giving up that amount of points in the second half is obviously unacceptable, but
Yes, yes.
the offense obviously also has to contribute in some way.
Yeah, true.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, you're right. I don't need to talk about it. You said it.
Coach, just one personnel thing.
Mm-hmm.
Juwan Mitchell, I didn't see him out there at all.
Yeah,
Is he with this team still?
yeah.
Is he injured?
Ask him what happened. Next guy.
Just simply put, I mean, how does this team go forward after a defeat
You
like
have
this?
no choice but to go for it. That's life. This ain't the only thing that's going on in life. I mean, all you guys are dealing with something. You still moving. You still progressing. You still going forward. We got to do the same darn thing. We didn't expect that. There's a lot of things that goes on in life that's unexpected, and this is one of them. We got to knuckle up and let's go. We can't sit down and have no pity party. Y'all don't feel bad for us. Some of y'all are ecstatic about what transpired today, and I know that. But that's cool. We're going to take this one on the chin because we deserve it. 29, I've never been in one of these type. I don't remember, from youth on, I don't remember being up 29-0 and losing a football game. I really don't. This is a little tough for me, and I'm trying my best. And I thank you all for your patience, and I thank you for your heart, because this is really tough for me. But you can see when I'm amping up and I kind of see this stuff coming, you can see why I go at it like I go at it, because I could feel my team. I could feel what's about to transpire, and here we go.
I mean, how important are the next maybe 24
Every
to
game
40
is important.
the next 24 to 48 hours in terms of flushing this and moving past it?
Well, you got to they got to, what I just said in the locker room to the team is they got to make up in their mind, are they in love with this game or are they in like with it? Because when you love something, you give to it unconditionally. You give everything you got to it, but when you like it, that's just a button you push. And it lights up in a like. That's what they do on social media. So we got to figure out, do they love it or do they like it? And it's hard for me because I love this. I love it. Without a shadow of a doubt, I am truly 100% in love with this thing. And I just want people to match me. Just match my passion, match my heart, match my love, match my consistency, just match my mannerisms, just match every darn thing I give to this game. I love this. Sadly, I love it so much, but the game don't even occupy the ability to love you back. That's a strange love, isn't it?
Coach, you spoke, Patrick Dawes, Scope Up Sports. You spoke about struggles in the secondary. What are some things that you and the coaching staff are going to look at throughout the bye week?
Well, you can always look at personnel, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So it was hard to look at. Defensive backs either play to make a play or play to stop a play from being made. I like the guys who play to make a play. I really do. We got to get to that point. Thank you. God bless.
Just Shador.
What are the initial emotions after a stunning loss like that, where you guys were kind of rolling so much in the first half, and then to be sitting here with a loss?
I feel like any loss is like you don't really take it that good. I don't think it's feel good losses. I feel like all losses feel the same.
Dad was just talking about how he noticed complacency heading into the locker room.
Yeah.
What was his message at the half there?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember because I was just so locked in. I was just a different mind frame you gotta get in when you know you playing 4 quarters. So really I just like staying just focused and staying in that mode and really just carry that throughout the whole game.
Do you feel like you tried to change the approach as an offense heading into the second half, or because it had worked so well in the first half, it was let's just keep doing it, man, 29 points?
Well, I'm not sure. I just executed the plays that was called. I didn't really look at it in a big grand scheme of things.
Shooter, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. Take me through the last play in overtime, the interception, and what you saw on that play as you were kind of escaping, trying to make a play.
It was just a dumb play. I just threw it up. Simple.
Hey, Shador, just what was it like playing with Travis again tonight, though?
It was good. He's explosive player. It's good to have him back out there. We got to work through some plays and stuff with him to make sure he's all the ways in the right spot. But when the ball gets in his hand, he's explosive.
Sure, Kyle Newman from the Denver Post. How do you guys flush this one and kind of keep the ultimate goal and a bowl season in mind after this tough loss?
I mean, I'm not even thinking that far yet. I got to at least feel this one first.
Sure, on the first drive of the second half, when you kind of took that sack that kind of pushed you guys on the 4th down play, did you feel a loss of momentum there at all?
No, it was never a loss of momentum. It was just we just got to understand you can't peak too high, you can't be too low. You got to always stay level-headed with everything. That was the biggest thing. It was just like, we never had that feeling of dominating in the first half. So then that's when a lot of people, you'll say it peaked too fast to where everybody don't really understand. Like, we got to be the same way, same approach, same everything. It's a difference with saying that, and it's a difference with meaning and going about it, each and everything. So slow starts just always happen when just 1 or 2 people mess up on a play, and then it just messes up.
And what was so easy? What was so easy for you guys offensively in the first half that kind of disappeared there in the second half?
Attention to detail. That's it.
Shador, how disappointing, with the way the offense was going in the first half, how disappointing that offensively you guys couldn't get much going in the second half to help your defense out when they were on the run?
It was definitely frustrating because, like I say, it was 1 or 2 players away from really hitting explosive plays, from doing the right things each and every drive we had. So when you really, when we look at the film and what I noticed on the field is just all 11 players got to do their job, and that's it. We can't, because the stuff going to catch up when it catch up, and it caught up to us today.
Folks from the outside, there's not much middle ground on you guys. There's lovers and there's haters, and you've addressed both of them. What do you say to outsiders who are going to say, man, 13 went off, Travis had too many snaps, he came back too early, he was tired, he was this, he was that, because they don't know. You know. What'd you say to them?
I mean, I don't really think that's a focus point for me at all. I'm mainly focused on the team and focused on what we need to improve on, and the people gonna hate you and love you, so you gotta understand that's what you can't be happy when everything's good and sad when everything's bad. You gotta be the same person regardless. So that's basically where I just stay and how I live my life, is just level-headed throughout the whole game, staying the same way, not getting too up, not getting too down, because as you've seen, things could go left quick, and today's a moment to show that live in person.
Sure, your dad was saying in here earlier that he's never really been a part of a game. He can remember that, he blew a 29-point lead at halftime. I'm sure the same can be said for you. How do you move on from a game like this?
I mean, we got to accept this one first, and it's just a different level of, I would say, focus, different level of attitude, different level of just seriousness, because the little things, even like when we score touchdowns, we still busting routes. Like, we just can't afford to do that because it's gonna catch up when it catch up. So that's the main thing. Like, understand when guys busting routes and when I'm not making the right read, getting the ball in my hand, doing the right thing, then there gotta be some punishment for it. We gotta be able to grow from it and not keep making the same mistakes.
Ralph Simpson with Audacity TV. First, I want to condemn you. What you did in the community, how you helped the community and your team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michael Jordan had some setbacks before he won championships.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons had to have some setbacks before they won some championships.
Yeah.
You got some championships coming.
Yes, sir.
Some things happen for a reason, and y'all got greatness in you, and it's coming.
For sure. Appreciate it, man. I feel the same way.
Ariel, you want the last one?
Ariel Arsuda, 9 News. Your coach, father, said that his message after the game was that some players either like or love the game, and there's a separation between the two. Do you feel personally that there is that separation in the locker room, that some players just aren't fully buying in, they don't fully love this game right now?
I mean, I'm not gonna point fingers. That's not what I'm here for. I let the coaches. That's what they're here for. They're here to guide us. So I can't really say that and throw no teammate under the bus, because that's not what type of player I am. The guys know, you know, and that's it. But I'll never put a teammate down and say he's not fully in if he probably is.
Not to name names or anything, but do you feel that might be an overall vibe for some players?
Possibly. I feel like it could be that everywhere in the country, but we possibly could have it too. So that's not up for me to decide. I'm just up to decide, just make the right reads, win games, get the ball in my hands, and just push the team.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate it.